Well, it's about time Radiant Dawn got added. Hey guys, this is Tacho here, as you all may know. And Nintendo Mobile has showed off their new teaser trailer for the upcoming Radiant Dawn banner. It's going to be dropping later tonight, as of today, which is January 11th. I'm not sure where you guys live, so time zones may vary. But for me, this banner is going to be dropping late in the night. So it's a pretty hype banner. Everyone's been waiting on Radiant Dawn, and Micaiah especially. So she's finally here. And I'm just going to talk about the banner. There was a lot of things actually data leaked for the new update. But we're just going to stick to the banner for now. I'm just going to talk about the 3 units. And whether or not it's actually a good idea to summon for them. And spoiler alert, guys, I don't think it is. So just keep that in mind while I'm talking about the units. And after I do that, I'm going to dive more into detail on why I think that's the case. So let's start things off with Micaiah. Everyone's been waiting for Micaiah. Me especially, because I am the biggest Radiant Dawn fan there ever was. She's a blue mage, and she's using Thani, of course, which is her famous weapon. It's got 14 might, 2 range, and it's effective against armors and cavalry. That's very good, man. That's a weapon with double effectiveness on a tome with 2 range. That's sick, guys. That's gross. Okay, and it's also giving her 3 res right away. And it says here, against armored and cavalry units using a bow, dagger, magic, or staff, damage from the first attack received by this unit during combat is reduced by 30%. So it's sort of similar to Sigurd's Divine Tearfing, where he gets minus 50% if he's getting hit by a mage. But this one is going to work if she's up against a ranged armor or cavalry opponent. There's not too many ranged armors in the game right now. There's like, all of them are pretty much just seasonal units right now. So you don't have to worry too much about that, I don't think. But when it comes to ranged cavalry, everyone already knows the top 2 are Reinhardt and Lyn. And Micaiah is going to do fairly well against them, considering the rest of her skill set here. She's got Distant Defense 3, she's got Guard 3, and she has Drive Attack 2. These are all very good skills. She's pretty much complete. She's got an A, a B, and a C slot passive. It's nice that she has Distant Defense and Guard right out the gates, because that's really going to help her when she's baiting units like Lyn and Reinhardt that try to build up to their special very fast so they can just nail you. And Guard is not going to let them do that. So that's very cool there. You can also double up on Distant Defense 3 and run it in the seal slot for her. So she's going to pretty much destroy Reinhardt guaranteed if you do that. As far as Lyn goes, I'm not sure, because sometimes Lyn has Fire Sweep Bow. So that might not be happening, but at the same time, it doesn't really matter, because she's probably going to be able to one-shot both of them, because she's super effective on them with the type advantage on the weapon. And she has this brand new assist skill called Sacrifice. She had this in Radiant Dawn as well, but I believe it was a little closer to Ardent Sacrifice in that game. In this game, what it does is it's going to convert penalties on the target into bonuses, and then target is going to restore HP equal to unit's current HP minus 1, and then Micaiah is going to drop her HP by the amount that she healed her ally. So it's kind of like Harsh Command combined with a healing skill. So that's very good actually, because Harsh Command is low-key very good. The only problem with Harsh Command is that it's kind of a waste of a turn to use it, so having it in tandem with a heal is actually very effective, and it gives more incentive to want to get that Harsh Command off. So that's really cool. It's a nice assist for her to have there. Overall thoughts on Micaiah, she's actually incredible, but I'm going to tell you guys why I don't think you should summon in a minute. As far as her stats go, we have her stats. She's got 35 HP, 35 attack, 28 speed, 18 defense, and 35 res. Those are neutral stats, and I'm going to post a stat box showing all her stat boons and banes for you guys to take a look at if you haven't seen them already. So overall, she's a little bit slow, but that's not really a big deal. She doesn't really care about her speed too much. Maybe you would want the plus speed boon on her so that she can avoid getting doubled by certain opponents. But it's certainly not going to go any distance to helping her getting a double on an opponent, unless you were to run a breaker skill in the B slot or something. And as far as attack goes, I would say that's probably her best boon, because you're going to be wanting to try to one-shot armor and horses. And with the extra attack, that's going to help you out a bit, so I would say go for that. But that's pretty much all there is to say about Micaiah. She's a really awesome unit. Definitely lives up to the hype that we all wanted. And that's pretty much it for that. So the next unit we've got here is Sothe. He is a dagger, of course, and he's got a legendary dagger. This one is Pesh Cats. It's got 14 might and 2 range. And it says here, after combat, if unit attack, inflicts attack, speed, defense, and res -4 on the target and foes in 2 spaces of target through their next actions. And it's also going to grant him and all allies in 2 spaces of him all stats +4 for 1 turn. So you're debuffing their stats by 4, and then you're buffing your stats and your ally stats by 4, as long as everyone is in 2 spaces of each other. So that's pretty cool. It's kind of like Smoke Dagger with a buff on top of it. And that's really awesome. I like this weapon a lot. There's also a chance that it might have some weapon refines that you can do to it, like how Jafar had some. I'm not sure just yet. I'm just speculating there. That's wild speculation. But he would be pretty good if he could get some nice refines on that, like the one that Jafar has that lets him attack mages and not get counter hit. That would be really good on Sothe with Wind Sweep. So think about that. He's got Glimmer as his special attack. Probably want to change that for Moonbow. He's got Life and Death 3, which is already available on a bunch of other units, but it's not a bad skill. A lot of people run Life and Death 3, so it's nice for him to just come with it right away. And he's got Spur Attack and Speed 2 in the C slot, which is a really nice boost skill for your allies to just give them some stat bonuses while they're next to Sothe. So that's really cool there. I would say, though, definitely Sothe is the weak link on this banner, just because dagger units are a little underwhelming overall. But Sothe does look pretty cool, I will say. And finally, we have Zelgius here. And the guy is drawn by Daisuke Izuka again. Very awesome artist. I think I've told this story already, but I actually met Daisuke Izuka in real life at a Duel Masters tournament way back when, and he signed one of my cards. So he's a really cool guy. But I'm kind of salty here that they actually spoiled the surprise with Black Knight, because if you guys haven't played Radiant Dawn, this was actually a really big deal, this plot twist here. And also kind of the one with Micaiah and Sanaki, they spoiled that a little bit as well. I'm not sure why they would go ahead and do that, because if you have not played Radiant Dawn, these are really big plot twists here, guys. So I'm kind of scratching my head on that. But I guess the secret's out at this point. Zelgius is the Black Knight. And we already have Black Knight in the game. He was a Tempest Trial prize. But Zelgius is just way better. Not only for the fact that he can have stat boons and banes, but because of the fact that you can get him to +10 and you can't do the same with Black Knight. So Zelgius is a better Black Knight. But you also got to take into account, though, Black Knight had neutral base stats all across the board. So if you summon Zelgius with bad IVs, it's very possible that the free Black Knight you got from the Tempest Trial is actually going to be better than this guy. So it's really a gamble if you're trying to summon this guy and you only want 1 copy of him. If you're trying to get him for +10 and you're a whale, then I would say definitely this guy is a better choice than Black Knight. But if you're not a whale and you're just playing the game for fun, or you just spend a little bit here and there, then Zelgius may not actually be a better option than Black Knight. Also because you gotta summon him twice. Seeing as how Black Knight is already at a +1 merge, you're gonna have to summon 2 copies of Zelgius to have him compete with Black Knight for real. But anyway, let's talk about his skills for a bit. Alondite and Black Luna, he's keeping those. He had those already as the Tempest Trial unit. Very good skills. Pretty much the reason why he's such a big threat. In the A slot, he's got Fierce Stance 3, which we saw on Dorcas already. So he's shifting his stance from defense to offense. Really cool that this one is trying to be more aggressive and more attack-oriented, so that's pretty cool stuff. Now, in the B slot, this guy has this skill called Warp Powder. It's uninheritable, so it's going to be a 300 SP skill, and it's going to score very high. And what it says here is, if unit's HP is above or equal to 80%, unit can warp to an adjacent ally in 2 spaces. So it's a really nice skill for movement, especially on an armored unit. That's actually excellent, guys. Especially if you're going to run him on a team that's not the armored team. So if you're running this guy on a tactic team, then having Warp Powder is really good. That's amazing, man. Just getting this guy around the map better with Warp Powder and making that one range movement as less of an issue as possible is really cool. But the real issue here is the fact that it's in the B slot. And there's a lot of better skills for armored units in the B slot, such as Vengeful Fighter and Bold Fighter, if you can manage to give him those. And of course, we also have Wrath from the Steady Breath build that Black Knight used. And that's a really good build for this guy, because it activates Black Luna the first time he gets hit, and then you just nail him with plus 10 damage from Wrath. So that's also really good for his B slot, and I would say that's probably a better idea to use on this guy, but Warp Powder is still really cool for scoring purposes, and it's pretty awesome that he gets to have it. And finally, in the C slot, he's got Panic Ploy. I don't think anything needs to be said. You guys already know how good Panic Ploy is, and being an armored unit, he's definitely got the HP to pull it off. Now, as far as stats go, he's pretty similar to the Black Knight. He does have a bit more attack, defense, and res, but the Black Knight has 1 more point in speed. So if you're not able to summon Zelgius with that speed boon, then the Black Knight that you won from Tempest Trial is still pretty usable, guys. I would say hold on to that Black Knight. Don't think that just because we have Zelgius in the game, that Black Knight is not going to be good anymore, because he's still really good. Especially if you want to run both of them on the same team and then just be like, hey, I have 2 Black Knights now. So that's pretty much it for the unit breakdown. They're all really cool. Sothe is the weak point, but Micaiah and Zelgius are both looking really awesome. And they're definitely going to be must-haves, but here's the thing, guys. We're only 3 weeks away from the 1-year anniversary, and you guys should probably already know that they go insane for their anniversary banners. Rates are always very high. Units on the banners are always very good. And it's just a better idea to hold on to your orbs for that, because the rates on this banner aren't really that great. It's only going to be 3%, and they're not in the standard summoning pool just yet either. So you have as much chance of summoning a Pity Breaker as you do of summoning these units. So you definitely want to take that into account. I know Radiant Dawn is a really hype game. It's my favorite game of all time. So yeah, guys, I definitely know how you're feeling about this banner. I know you're itching to get Micaiah and Zelgius, and Sothe too. He probably has some fans, although my preference is of course for Volk. But as far as the banner goes, it's good, but you may want to wait, because these units are definitely coming back. They're not seasonal units by any means, and when they do come back, you're going to have a better chance to get them, because if they're going to be focus units and they're going to be in the standard pool at the same time, you're going to have a 6% chance to pull these guys. So it's best to just wait and save your orbs, especially when the 1-year anniversary is so close, and there's no telling what kind of crazy banner they're going to unleash for that. I guarantee you, though, it's going to be a good one. So yeah, guys, that's it for the video. I hope you enjoyed the breakdown of the banner and my little bit of advice. I can't, of course, tell you guys what to do. If you want to summon, then by all means go ahead, because they're great units. And it's really nice if you can manage to add a Micaiah or a Zelgius to your barracks for the arena. But my opinion on it, just to beat a dead horse, is to save your orbs for the 1-year anniversary banner or the return of these units when they're going to have better rates and be on overall better banners. So yeah, guys, that's it for the video. Hope you enjoyed it. As always, this is Tacho signing out, so cheers, have a great day, and I'll catch you guys on the flip side.